thought I was done. But I just saw a mirror card to that card, and I want to read it. This is the card. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my gosh. The spinning wheel. Frequency upgrade, new plan, adventure, spiritual advancement. The card earlier, which, oh, no, I can't find it. There he is. Her counterpart, protected, guided, infinite paths. And I was just flipping through the cards, and then I see her in connection, even though they're time and space apart. There's connection, there's guidance, and there's protection. And look, just flip through the cards. There's this card. The merge. The merge. In the depths rests the treasure. Family. Synchronicities. Miracles let loose. Recognition. How are we recognizing one another? What makes that possible? How do we recognize one another? We can't pass each other by without a pause, turning around. Wait a minute, you're familiar. You know? Intensity. Intensity. Can't ignore it. The recognition is going to be intense. You can't ignore it. $36. 36 comes to a 9, which is a completion of a cycle. So whatever's going on with this person right now, it's coming to an end because it took some time. It did. You can't rush healing. Parallel Earth. Time of peace, relaxation, all is well. There's, that's the fucking thing, right? Why is it so hard to heal? Because parallels of you are experiencing a different timeline. So you're tapping in to memories that are not yours. And you're like, oh, why am I imagining this? You're remembering something that a parallel of you is experiencing. That makes it harder to leave someone that you know you need to leave. Even if you physically left. Mentally and emotionally, they still hold that space in your heart. You gotta ask God to assist you. You know? You gotta be your own parent and create boundaries of okay, this is clearly not healthy. And I need to be kind to myself as I navigate this separation. And show up for how I need to nurture myself in this time. Because it is a death. Death while you're still alive is a rough concept. But you can receive the help from God. And you'll feel better. You will. And God has to help them, and they have to receive the help that they need from God. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you need to be with them. Sometimes you gotta love yourself more. Because loving someone at the cost of you is not love. That's trauma. Mama, what you doing over there? What you doing over there, huh? My cat is doing cat stuff. Sorry. Yeah, reunions, they bring healing. Maybe you need to talk to someone in your family again that you've been missing, or your friends. And this reunion can also be what your future looks like. And it will be healing. Constant push-pull, fighting, not being able to relax, always wondering, always on edge. Like, even if you miss them and you love them, that is not what you need to feel in a dynamic. It's not good for your soul. You deserve to relax knowing that the other person will take your heart like it's the most valuable treasure and guard it and keep it safe with their actions, with their thoughts, with their intentions. When you're there, when you're not there. And if that's not what you're getting, that's not the place for you. Removing yourself from that space, boundaries, even though it's difficult, it's going to be hard for a little bit. You're showing yourself that you have your best interests at heart, even if someone else doesn't, even if you love them. You will remove yourself when you aren't receiving the highest form of love and care. Genuine, innocent love and care. Do you think these lions have to wonder if the other ones got their back? No. Not at all. They can take a peaceful nap right next to them. There's safety in that. Their thoughts aren't racing about, can I trust this lion? Yes. Reunions bring healing. The next relationship, once you're in reunion with yourself and crafting a beautiful life for you, you will not be attracted to what you were previously. And as long as the attraction is still there, that means there's room for parts of you to come back home still, because there's still parts of you that are resonating with the dysfunction. And so be patient. Be patient. Create a schedule for yourself. Make promises to yourself that you can keep. And that's how you build trust with yourself. For me, when I experienced the biggest heartbreak from a lover, what I realized was I did not trust myself, so I kept staying in situations that were hurting me, and I didn't trust myself to stand up for myself, and I didn't know how. I didn't know how. So it's like, holy shit, man, I have to build trust with myself, and how do I do that? Have I kept any promise to myself? The answer was no. So what I started with was something very simple. I'm gonna every day do 10 jumping jacks. Very simple. 10 jumping jacks. I did them. Every day I did them. And that little act showed me that I can tell myself that I'm going to do this for myself, and I do it, and I can start to trust myself. Okay? And at this space in my life, I'm feeling like I need to make bigger promises to myself and actually create space to carry them out and not give in to my current outlets of escapism. Back then it was weed, and I haven't smoked in I don't know how long. Maybe has been almost a year. I stopped counting after a certain time. But now it's freaking love shows and like random shows and videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, this message is still relevant to me, but healing doesn't happen like boop straight up. It comes in layers, right? So I'm coming back to that space where I need to make bigger promises to myself, because I know I can make the small ones and honor them, but my feminine desires so much and my masculine needs to show up, that and then my feminine can trust my masculine to create the structure for her desires to come through, you know. So it's a beautiful dance happening within me. The second promise I kept was eating a fruit every day. At that time, it was almost late summer, early fall. So after the jumping jacks, I was like, okay, what else can I show up to, for myself for? And it was, I started cutting up a fruit and eating it out in the balcony while enjoying some sun every day. Even when it snowed, I did that. And started putting it on my stories because it was just like, I wanted to share that. People don't know the reason behind it. They just know I was eating a fruit in the sun. Adi, what are you doing? My cat is being cat again. She loves like pawing at doors and walls. I do not like the sound of nails on anything. So it's such a conflicting feeling. Like, I love her, but she makes the most annoying sounds. And I'm like, stop. If there's a paper bag, she constantly hits it over and over and over and over again. I'm like, girl, stop. Are you gonna stop? She's right by my feet. But so where was I? God, where was I? Okay, yeah, I wanted to read The Spinning Wheel, number 32. That's how it started, and somehow we have ended up here. Can I find the card? Nose is so itchy. Yes, there we go. The card in question. The Spinning Wheel. The Lyran family sends this card as a special activation. Let us begin. You have arrived here as a byproduct of a thought, created from your blood ancestors through the dance of communion, to bring forth generation after generation. For you to arrive at this sacred moment where you find yourself. Pause and let that truly sink in. I'll read it again. You have arrived here as the byproduct of a thought, created from your blood ancestors through the dance of communion, to bring forth generation after generation, for you to arrive at this sacred moment where you find yourself. Pause and let that truly sink in. And then you might be wondering, what makes me the special one in my ancestry? Why me? Was my grandmother not special? Was my grandma's grandma was not that special? They were. They were part of the puzzle. Just like you are part of the puzzle for your future lineages, your descendants. They had their own awareness of consciousness, which added on for you to be where you're at today. Adi, what are you doing? Mama! So you are special. You're watching this video. You're hearing these words. You're curious. You have desires and you are kind. We have the internet. Like, there's so much happening in our time-space continuum in 2024, almost 2025. Like, 100 years ago, it was a very different energy. But your soul, your set of DNA of all these families merging has added to your blueprint, has added to this vessel that your soul wanted to inhabit at this time. So yes, you are special. There's no one like you. Even if you have siblings, they're very different than you, even though a lot of the DNA is the same. You are not them and they are not you. So pause and let that truly sink in. Okay, next sentence, let's go. Through this deep ancestral journey, your physical vehicle was birthed into reality and started as a mere cell to grow limb by limb into the living expression of Source that we witness today. From this backdrop, you can observe that every aspect of your existence has been constantly in a state of evolutionary growth via the source field of divine love. This growth, of course, is not just limited to physicality, but also to the growth of one's soul knowledge and the planetary collective raising their consciousness as you shift from the third ray understanding to a fifth dimensional communion. There's a lot of grammatical errors in this book. It started taking me out a little bit. Like, this was recently printed and there's some errors, but the message remains. And I'm going to read that second paragraph again for you and for me, because the grammar errors really took me out for a second. Through this deep ancestral journey, your physical vehicle was birthed into reality and started as a mere cell to grow limb by limb into the living expression of Source that we witness today. From this backdrop, you can observe that every aspect of your existence has been constantly in a state of evolutionary growth via their source field of divine love. This growth, of course, is not just limited to physicality, but also to the growth of the one soul knowledge and the planetary collective raising their consciousness as you shift from the third ray understanding to a fifth dimensional communion. My girl, my cat is being cat. She got the zoomies. I'm sorry, y'all. This fifth dimensional communion is knowing you are one with the infinite frequency and everything outside is indeed a reflection of yourself. Confirmation by Adi. Thank you. We refer to this as the field of unification, where illusionary barriers of separation shatter and one returns to the larger home. Adi, can I finish reading this, please? She's like, fuck you, I'm trying to play. She's just living her best life. I don't want to stop her. Sorry, guys. This card arrives because you have reached such a state of evolution that your wheel of life is now in full spin, moving on its own fruition due to all your spiritual dedication over the years. When we begin the journey of our wheel, it often requires a push for momentum to be established. But once this momentum has occurred, it can actually be detrimental if one were to keep pushing their wheel. Through this metaphor, we are guiding you towards a new way of operation where your life doesn't always have to be about manual effort, but rather allowing for a higher force of source to guide your life with minimal effort. Beloved Starseed, it is time to open up to this greater intelligence and allow for it to merge with your individual self in order to guide you towards daily inspiration. Your wheel is in full momentum, and now it is time to allow all your past dedication to take you on a magical ride through the galaxy. The universe wants to take you far and wide, but this requires for you to step back from any seat of control and simply allow for the higher soul to take its reins. This card proclaims a time of great momentum carried by the natural flow of the universe towards all destinations your soul seeks to go. Now is opportune time to simply let go, drop over any overthinking, and allow the magic to take you on an adventurous journey take you on an adventurous journey via your highest life path. Past momentum guides you into free energy. Additional meanings: new routines, new plan, friendship, adventure, spiritual advancement, travel, joy, manifestations, romance, financial gain, opportunity, and frequency updates. Okay? I'm so sorry if my cat playing in the background was very loud. I really hope it wasn't, and that you were able to hear what I said very clearly. It's so beautiful. I love this deck so much. It's a new time, you know. I've been sitting here engaging with some new cards that I received in the mail recently. The inner child. It is flipped. I see that. Sorry, guys. The wisdom of the trees oracle. And finally, the Lyran oracle. So I hope the messages that came through here today serves you on your life as a human, as a soul. And thank you, God, for everything. Thank you for you. And thank you for my cat. Thank you for my cats. Thank you for this warm, cozy home. Thank you for the food. Thank you for all the people in the world who have been doing the work and reconnecting with their truth as your child over and over again, no matter how many times we forget. Thank you for always being there with arms wide open and loving us unconditionally. And I love you, and I'm loved by you. So thank you once again for watching. I hope this message was nice for you. That's all. I got some plans to do tonight. Like, there's this life I want to create, and this is me, this point in my life. I have the time, the space to do what I need to do, but I don't know what I need to do, but God knows what I need to do. So, kind of like the picture was showing, it's just creating the space to connect to that. Meditating. Like, shit, I need to be meditating. You know what I'm saying? Just opening up that channel, kind of like turning on Netflix, but we're turning on Godflix. Okay? So, yeah, that's all. Thank you. And I love you. Mwah.